Hello, Taurus, and welcome into your reading for the second half of August. And in this reading, we're going to be taking a look at your job and career, love and relationships, and also your life path and mission. But before we dive into those specific things, we're just going to do a quick little read on the energy overall for Taurus right now. So take a look here and see what's coming through. So in your present energies, you've got Temperance, Ace of Acorns, and Three of Acorns. And on the bottom of the deck, we've got Nine of Crystals in reverse, Two of Feathers, and Page of Acorns, both of those in reverse. So in your present energy, there's some, having this kind of balanced, harmonious situation where it's moderation and you're kind of tempering your actions and your thoughts. And then you have Three of Wands, Ace of Wands. That's what the acorns are. So it's about excitement and some new beginnings and traveling and growing. So that's where you're sitting right now in terms of the next level of energy or kind of what you don't see coming. Your crystals is your pentacles. So that's, you have some feelings of disappointment or, feeling unfulfilled. Your Two of, this is Wands in reverse, is that you're kind of confused and there's no good choice and some kind of indecision about what to do. And then your Page of Wands in reverse is like dull and indecisive. So even though you have some good balanced energy and I guess kind of some excitement and creativity and you're excited about this new beginning, what's coming in next is this dull energy where you just kind of don't really know where you're going, I guess, for lack of a better word, that you feel like you don't have any good choices. So we'll take a look to see which areas specifically in life some of that is talking about and what advice is coming in from Spirit in terms of how to deal with that. A few of the big changes that are happening overall in the second half of the month. On the 16th, we have a new moon in Leo, and new moons are about creative projects. So that's going to be something, it may bring in some of that creative energy. So like over here, we had the Three of Wands that's kind of about some of that freedom and growth. But then the Ace of Wands has that creativity. So some of that energy could be coming in with the new moon on the 16th. On the 23rd, we do have Mercury going into retrograde. So for a few days leading up to that, you'll be beginning to feel some of that energy. And Mercury in retrograde, that's really about lots of miscommunication and irritability. It's kind of like a lack of focus. A lot of times there's technology issues. But then right on the heels of that, Mars enters Libra on the 27th, and that's going to bring some additional energy, like a surge of energy in terms of dealing with people, your energy and your drive to deal with people. So after maybe a rough Mercury in retrograde, then you'll be ready to talk to people and deal with people. So those are some of the things that are going on. And let's go ahead and jump into this reading. Oops, this one flipped over. And see what specific things are coming through on different elements of your life. All right. So we'll start with job and career. You're in the immediate past, you've had Three of Pentacles in reverse. You're currently in the Lover's energy with the likely outcome of Five of Wands in reverse. So your recent energy has been one of, this is kind of like conflict or apathy and kind of some sense of rivalry there from a work or career standpoint. But now you're sitting in more of a balanced place. So this is like uniting, kind of uniting both parts of your brain from a career standpoint. So the creative side, the more masculine energy, but it's also about a choice in terms of what it is that you want to do. So the next level of energy that's coming in for you is kind of like peace and resolution. So if this has been about conflict, now you're being left with a choice as to what you're going to do. And the likely outcome is that you will find resolution or some sort of peace in terms of whatever the work situation is that's been going on. So whether that's at a current job, or maybe if you're not working and you feel like there's some issues there about, you've been kind of apathetic about it, you're not really working. Maybe you don't really care if you do, and now you're kind of at that choice of, do I want to sit in this energy, or do I want to, do something about that, and then finding some peaceful resolution there. So next we'll take a look at love and relationships. And while I'm shuffling, one of the other big things coming up is there is a full moon in Pisces at the end of the month on the 30th and 31st. It's actually going to be a blue moon and a supermoon. So both of the full moons in August have been supermoons. So that means that they're appearing larger and brighter than normal. And full moons are about ending out cycles. And this one is going to be a major ending coming up at the end of this month. So there's going to be a lot of increased emotional energy around this ending that's coming. And so now is definitely the time for meditation and healing as you start to figure out what it is that you're needing to get rid of. Like, what is no longer serving you? What is keeping you held back from your blessings, held back from your path? So it's a time to really connect with your intuition. Had a couple of jumper cards there. It kind of came out sideways. So that's 5 of Pentacles in, I guess, put them there. 5 of Pentacles in the immediate past. Queen of Swords in reverse as your current energy. And then future energy coming up is 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So the 5 of Pentacles is about feeling like you're out in the cold. And so a lot of struggle and hardship in the recent past from a relationship standpoint. And your Queen of Swords in reverse, this is, normally this is like a perceptive, independent, like open-minded type of energy. But in the reverse coming up like that, it's really about kind of criticism and cruelty and very bitter with the next energy, or what's coming is this family feuds, family feuds, like domestic instability, some debt. The 10 of Pentacles is about kind of getting all of your blessings and feeling affluent, whether, and in this line, when we're talking about from a relationship standpoint, it would be feeling that love. But in this reverse position, it's about instability and not feeling very happy or successful in love. So something, Venus is in retrograde right now, which is kind of that make it or break it energy for relationships, but it's going to go direct September 3rd. So over the next couple of weeks, that's going to be, I guess I'll call it like the final push in terms of making you think about your relationship, making you reflect on it, and seeing what it is that you want, and does this relationship still serve you, or are you in it because of the fact that you've always been in this relationship and that's just what you do. So with North Node having shifted into Aries, that's really about standing in your authentic self and really looking at what is it that you want, what is it that you need to do to be on your life path. Oops, cards come out there. So that's going to be really important over the next few weeks as you're looking at all aspects of your life, is what is serving you, what is bringing you to your highest vibration. So for your life path and mission, in your immediate past, you have the Hanged Man energy. You're currently sitting in the Magician in reverse, with the likely outcome or the next level of energy being the 3 of Cups in reverse. So this is that self-imposed time to ponder and think about what adjustments need to be made. What do I need to do? How can I see things maybe from a different standpoint? The person's literally hanging upside down, seeing things from another angle, and really thinking about what it is that you want. So that is that deep reflection stage. So that's where you've been, and it's kind of pushed you into this energy of kind of feeling like your talents have been wasted, and maybe you've been manipulated, and you don't really have a plan. And now you're just kind of sitting here, you've been looking at it like, what is my life path? And realizing that you don't really have a plan necessarily. And so the next level that's that's coming through is kind of this loneliness or reclusiveness. So as you're trying to figure out what your path is, um, you know, and some of these could be tied together. Um, if you've been feeling kind of like things are, out in the cold and all of that with your relationship, that could be bleeding over into what is the point? Like, why am I here? Why am I in this relationship? And is it serving my higher good? Maybe, maybe not. So that's kind of how the energy is sitting right now in those different aspects. Um, and especially as we look at some of this future energy that's coming in, with this one being that there's kind of no real good choice, and you have that indecision, and then with your page of wands energy, and like you're indecisive, like you don't really know what to do. So it seems like both of these lines are kind of putting you in this energy of I just don't really know. So let's see if there's any advice coming through from Gaia as to what you should be looking at or focusing on. Amethyst, transformation, certainty, and confidence. So with transformation coming, that's something that as you start to figure out what is it that I want to do, what direction do I want to go, up here from a job perspective, it looks like you had a choice and you're kind of finding some peaceful resolution there. So if you're feeling overwhelmed because this relationships and romance path is not where you want it to be, and your life path is not where you want it to be, it's kind of a matter of not burying your head in the sand and saying, I'm not going to think about any of this, but, balancing your energy of what can I do, if this path looks like it's panning out, maybe focusing some of the energy here, like pulling your energy back. And, if that relationship isn't serving you, maybe that's what needs to go to help you find what your path is. Let's take a look at your Sacred Creator card. What's your honest truth? So like I said, that's kind of that energy of North Node shifting into Aries, where you're being called to your highest timeline, to be unapologetically you, and to be bold and stand in your truth and say, certain things aren't serving me anymore. I'm not going to fuel those fires. Something I read, it was on some life coaching page that I was following, and it made some comment about the key to making a change in your life is to stop giving energy to what it is that you're leaving and give energy to what it is that you're moving towards. So, if you've made certain decisions in your life, whether it's on your life path, whether it's on relationships, if you're moving away from it, then pull back your energy and feed the new thing that's lighting up your soul. So this card is connect with your soul community. Especially if you're feeling like you're alone, it's really important to find your tribe. And there's going to be people that are in similar life situations, or maybe, and maybe they're soulmates that you've known from a past life, and they can help you. They're here in your life to help you learn a certain lesson or to support you, and really connect in with those people where you feel energized when you're talking to them. You feel energized when you're interacting with them. One of the other things that's happening at the end of this month on the 28th is Uranus in Taurus, in your sign, is going to be going retrograde. And that's about breaking free of this stagnant energy and these stagnant routines. And what are you doing because it's serving your higher purpose versus what are you doing because that's just what you do every day. We had an expression in the business world, like this idea of when somebody asks you, why do you do things a certain way? The worst answer you can give is because we've always done it that way. Just because you've always done it that way doesn't mean it's the right way to do it or that you should keep doing it that way. So Uranus in retrograde, and that's happening at the end of this month, and it'll stay there until about the end of January, is really pushing you to break out of these routines that aren't serving any purpose, that aren't bringing out the best in you, that aren't lighting you on fire, and igniting your soul into your purpose. So, that way, once you can find some of your soul community, being able to be in that certainty and that confidence of, yes, this feels right. This feels like where I should be. Your body will tell you when you're in the right place. Like your body has a natural peace to it when you're in alignment. When you're in situations that aren't the right ones, you can feel it in your body, whether it's stress and tension, in your neck, whether it's, giving you the weird feeling in your stomach, or just, noticing like your jaw's clenched. Like, you can feel it in your body when you're not energetically in a good place. And so it's a matter of how do you get yourself out of that? So that's going to be the push for you, Taurus, for the second half of August, is how do you push yourself into that peaceful place? You've been trying to think about what is your mission, what is your life path, and now you're kind of in that energy of, I don't know, maybe I've been wasting my time. Maybe somebody's been manipulating me. Maybe, I just feel like I'm not doing what I'm here to be doing. And, this, like I said, the next layer of energy that's coming in is kind of this reclusiveness. So how do you ward that off? And how do you ward off this Ten of Pentacles energy in reverse, where you feel like there's just this domestic instability? Sometimes it's also to do with debt. So maybe you've been having arguments in your relationship about finances or overspending or whatever. So, these feelings that are leaving you feeling stuck, the yuck feelings, how can you intervene? What's your honest truth? Let that sit in here in the middle to try to push these future energies off. So, as always, take only what resonates from this reading, and I hope you found this to be helpful and giving you something to think about as we head into the second half of the month. I will also be doing a twin flame reading if you're on a twin flame journey, so that'll post here within the next few days or so. And if you want to be alerted as to when those readings are coming out, or any of the other ones that I do on the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe and notification bell. Otherwise, I wish you peace and joy along your journey, and really encourage you to stand in your truth and try to help change some of these negative energies on the horizon for you. So until next time.